Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Legends Season 16 action. Over here at the very top, the pinnacle of Group B, the letter group, aka the weenie group. But it is. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the all chat. The all chat's distracting me. We are seeing good Twink Hunting, who are 14 wins to 2 losses, taking on Wilted Roses, the second place team in the group, who are 9 wins and 3 losses. Naturally, the Buffles led good Twink Hunting side, who cannot be posted in Twitch if you're curious. If you type good Twink Hunting in your Twitch title, they remove that, so either you have to abbreviate it or you got to sort of make a compound words like good Twink Hunting as one word, something like that. Regardless, they'll go in as the favorites do their 14-2 record, of course. But Wilted Roses, not a bum team. They do have a stand-in tonight, but that is somewhat neither here nor there. If you look at the all chat, there is some pretty entertaining stuff here, and I quote from Ja: "Let's have a Discord movie night and watch the replay and go tit for tat on plays for the first game, and have the audience break it down. I don't mind." Response, of course, from that's got to be Karan. I believe Karan is Smurf, if memory serves, but and I quote: "Watch your mouth calling me a donkey because you did, with your actions, want to be my friend. Please, Shroomba, buy me a pizza. And I did that shit because we were cool. Many conversations, etc. But if you don't want to be my friend, that's fine. Call me a donkey and lose. Probably one of the few genuine people that try to be good to you." I'm not quite sure the context behind either of these quotes, but they are indeed in the all chat. Regardless, we do have an actual draft on our hands. Luckily, the all chat escapades have gotten us through the first pick phase bans so far: Wind Runner, Visage, Shadow Demon, Furion, Tusk, Sand King, and Shaker of Earth. 8 pick the Omni Knight. 9 pick response the Sniper.
10 seconds remaining.
Not opposed to either of these 2 picks, though not necessarily places you expect them in the draft. Often this Omni hero ends up being banned out in the first phase. A number of teams and lads have had Omni first phase against them a lot this season, but this time, Buffles in the drafter chair opts for 4 other bans, none of which Omni Knights. And Sniper 9, again, hero we have seen a decent bit of so far on this season, though. Often the hero that will go a little bit later in the draft, something like a 14 or a 15 pick more than is a 9 pick. But you know what? If it's a hero you like and you think they're going to ban it, might as well 9 pick it. Of course, Sniper has some of that flex potential. Generally has seen a good bit of play as support recently for the current meta orientation, but can still be played in the mid lane, can still be played in the carry, though. Probably will be support, if I had to guess. By the way, knows the context on these quotes and it's in chat right now, please do tell me. I don't know them. I'm sure somebody knows them, but that somebody is not me, so hopefully somebody knows them. I'm looking over at Discord. Knives My Coffee, who's standing in for the dire side right now. He's complaining Visage gets banned against him. Brings up a screenshot. 22 games on Visage, 40% win rate. So he's still getting it banned against him. What can you do? Bans out heroes again: Pangolier, Morphling, Luna. All pretty annoying cores. 13 pick will end up being that Queen of Pain, a hero that has gone pretty decently for Karan so far this season. I'm actually curious the stats on this one, because I think he has like four QoP games this season, if not more than that. He's been playing a good bit of QoP so far. So let's go to the esports profile for fun. Look up our season 16 lads. Yeah, this is 6th game on QoP so far this season. If you're curious, he doesn't have a 100% win rate on Queen of Pain this season, which isn't all that surprising considering this team is winning an overwhelming majority of their games. But he is indeed 5-0 Looking to turn it into a 6-0 though. Keep in mind though, this team has done a very poor job of ticketing their games. They only have 12 of their games ticketed, despite only they've missed 4 of their games. So potentially you could have up to 4 more Queen of Pain games. Though if they were there, they would all be wins, as the 4 unticketed games all were wins. Was that one of them a forfeit actually? One of them actually was a forfeit. So I guess it's only 2 games that are unticketed, but still. Could be up to 2 more Queen of Pain wins that I simply I'm not privy to from my current vantage point.
10 seconds remaining.
Response will be that Hoodwink. Very curious to see what the offlane pick is. Perhaps the hero can really explode with the wink in the offlane, because isn't he one of those games where you're gonna want a really active offlaner to be able to jump in on a low cooldown? Perhaps it's that Centaur. Perhaps the hero like a Mars. I'm not quite sure what. I mean, whatever sort of blink stunner of choice, I suppose. For now, though, it will be held perhaps for the 18 pick, perhaps for the 23 pick, and they'll grab the Lina, who about a month ago probably was the most contested hero in Lads. Certainly has fallen off a bit in popularity naturally as TI occurred and the draft meta shifted a bit.
5
A lot of the Lads teams have taken note. However, I'm still of the opinion that Lina is a top tier Lads hero. I think this hero provides a lot in the safe lane, if it is your safe lane hero. Probably could be played as well mid lane into the Queen of Pain. Not quite sure the stats on that one of how the Lina and the Quap would match up. I'm gonna look that up real fast actually. These are things I do when I don't have an analyst to analyst to work with. Looks like the Lina Quap matchup appears to be pretty good for the Lina, so you can put the Lina middle lane. You can, of course, put it safe lane as expected, but we again add a bit more flex potential. I have to say it's somewhat obvious that it'll end up being Queen of Pain mid, PB offlane, Sniper Clockwork supports, but
10 seconds
again, you have some flexibility there. I mean, Sniper can go core, PB can go mid. You have a lot of options still, even if they're not necessarily optimal. Response for now will be the Void Spirit, so locking that Void Spirit to the mid lane, expecting a Void Spirit Quap matchup, perhaps. Void Spirit, of course, plays it at the very worst as a skill matchup, perhaps even a slight advantage there. Again, you can, if he skills Dagger, which isn't necessarily in vogue right now, you can, of course, dodge the Dagger. Of course, you can dodge the Scream as well if you're really feeling it. That'll put Lina safe lane, who in this particular game could be very hit or miss in the PB lane. Of course, PB offlane naturally lends itself to very volatile laning phases. Final Beast really enjoys how do I put it? Really enjoys causing chaos when you play him on the offlane as a core role. There ends up being a situation where there are a lot of deaths in the lane now. If it's going well for PB, his enemies and his ops will be the ones who are dying. If it's going poorly, then he will be the one who is dying. So I would expect a lot of action in that top lane, the Dire safe lane, the Radiant off lane. Question today is, will you put the Sniper or the Clockwork with the lane? Both, of course, are viable PB pairings. They'll provide very different things in that sense. I would expect almost the Sniper in that lane, but wouldn't be opposed to a PB Clockwork lane either. For now, though, Lone Druid, Mars, Mirana, Templar Assassin, all banned out. Wilted Rose is looking for a almost certainly a strength offlaner. Perhaps a universal offlaner. Some blink stunner regardless. Most of them still available, though. Mars, Sand King, both banned. Shaker banned. I guess Shaker, Sand King are more mids nowadays, but the principle applies. Centaur has been a lad's favorite. I personally am a big fan of the hero into Primal. Okay. Not what I expected. Was going to say I'm a fan of Centaur's Stampede. into Primal Beast. Earth Spirit, though, has some very good counterplay into that PB hero as well, though. Again, you have lots of ways of canceling PB spells.
10 seconds.
Hypothetically, you could go an Aghanim Scepter at some point to do some teammate saving.
5 seconds.
You have a lot of very interesting options as Earth Spirit into the PB if it's core, and I think it has to be core, right? But if you run that offlane, can you run that offlane this game into a 24 counter pick? I don't know. But if it's not offlane, then do you put like an Omnicore offlane or a Spirit support? I don't know. Maybe you have this Earth Spirit be a sort of wave dragger, even if he is the one potentially farming the lane, and both the Earth Spirit and Hoodwink get some decent farm in the lane, though not obviously that much because they're spreading the farm. Earth Spirit drags the wave, Hoodwink sits on the wave as well. Maybe that's the concept there. Ooh, that's a great pick. That's a great pick by Buffles. I like this pick. That's a good pick. I think it should be a very hard lane win for Ja and Agile. So it'll end up being the Earth Spirit 4, assuming that Knives is playing 4 for this team. It's my first time casting this this Wilted Roses side, but so yeah, it is the Omni 5. It'll be the Hoodwink 4. Earth Spirit 3 then. Okay then. So now the 4-player Knives My Coffee. He's standing in for Marshall, so he'll play the 3 Earth Spirit unless they're again going to roll swap. And then Lena carry Void Spirit mid, of course. Oh man, that's. I think that Good Twin Hunting have an outright draft win here. Whether or not that will ring true, of course, it is impossible to tell. Perfectly won drafts have been lost before in all of Dota. Lads, of course, no outlier to that, but from my understanding of the Dota game, I prefer the Radiant side draft. I'll give them probably at least 60-40 odds off draft alone, but Wilted Roses are a strong team. They are looking to be contenders coming out of their group, so they naturally will not die easily. They will not lay down and simply lose, I hope. So, so we shall see what happens here. I will say with confidence, though, this is a lane-dragging sort of angle for the Radiant side, the Dire side offlane. Now, for those who don't know my lad's history, of course, I have played with perhaps the most prolific wave dragger in lad's history on my team, so big proponent of the strategy. So, of course, I am at least a little bit in on the check, but if you are just joining us, welcome to some League of Lads group stage action. A little bit of knives in my shroom in the all chat, but my name is Badger. I am here for a Group B series between Good Twig Hunting and Wilted Roses. As it currently stands, Radiant Smoke S5 to die side jungle. They run into Juggo, and Juggo's inside the cogs. The axes will miss from Ja, but that will still be first blood going to Karan on the mid lane, Queen of Pain. Probably the ideal hero to give it to. If not ideal, it's certainly very good. But I would definitely say with confidence it is ideal. And they get the D ward. Jed went for the deny on the D ward, but not the case. He will be denied from that. So again, for the group leader, they have a very strong start to the game. They'll look for 3 runes if Jamie can do a little bit of action over here in the river. And as it currently stands, simply Jamie's aura of I am clockwork, hear me be a clockwork, might just be enough. They're rotating Jed and Andizzle to the dire side jungle in the river right now. It'll be a click war in multiple locations. Buffles is forced to run to sidestep the LSA. Jamie, meanwhile, grabs the one in the river uncontested. So we'll be 3 bounty runes, though not the ones I expected. The dire jungle one went to Wilted Roses, though the other 3 went the way of the Good Twink Hunting side. So GTH, our acronym. Knives in my coffee. Seems like he will be the. I can't tell. I think he'll be the one farming this lane. off his itemization, though. Again, I wouldn't expect either the Air Spirit or the Hoodwink to have too much crazy farm here. Perhaps it will be a 3.5 plus 3.5 sort of scenario. A Reed Dota Classic, if you ever watched Reed play 4 supports. I am definitely going to watch a little bit of this bottom lane, because it's sort of lane that I enjoy to play in as a player. And hopefully I have a little more analysis to give than if I was watching mid lane and top lane. Of course, that'll be good deny from Jamie. We'll be jumping on around, though, a little bit. Cogs will use bottom lane, so I'm sure everyone will be fine, though. Mid lane, Quap, Void Spirit. Again, bit of a skill matchup, I'm sure. Wait, he died? Alright, he died bottom lane. I guess he had the access to slow. That was enough to simply run him down. Now Jamie's under that tower, temporarily kicked into it by Knives in My Coffee, but that will... I'm still shocked he died. I saw the Cogs. I looked away, I was like, you know what? He's gonna live. I'm not gonna waste my time. No, he just died. My bad. My apologies to the viewers who wanted to catch first blood. But not today. I do want to mention, though, that, of course, Karan's going into this lane with a net worth advantage. He's got Bottle and a Null nearly, so that'll be pretty good for the Quap. Look at Void Spirit, meanwhile. He's just now getting Bottle. They have very similar CS, of course, but the First Blood money is First Blood money. None of the lanes are going too crazily CS-wise right now, but usually after those first few waves are where the advantages can become accelerated. You can see some of the gaps grow. As it currently stands, all the Radiant cores have at least some denies, which of course is good. A couple of denies are being missed as well, but that is Dota 2 for you. So you want Agile to give you a shout-out. And that is against the league rules for me to... bottom lane Jamie, it's inside the cogs, end up going down. Meanwhile, top lane Agile, with the shrapnels, brought down Rance on the carry Lena. Bottom lane still, John wants to bring down Knives in the Coffee, will not do so. I will not all chat for that, sadly, Danny. What can you do? You'll hear that in 2 minutes. Maybe you won't. Not sure if it'll be here in 2 minutes. Mid lane, smart play from Jamie. He has bottle filling for Karan. Of course, bottle filling, it's lame, but it's pretty good. Especially in a lane like this, where your carry isn't really that much of a threat of dying immediately. I mean, they might try for it right now, knowing that Jamie's not there. Bushwhack hits. There is a roll if he wants to go for it on Knives My Coffee, but at this point, Jamie's on the rendezvous. He's got the cogs, better assault rolled away by Knives My Coffee, and Dizzle down inside the cog. Gets brought down by the ranged axes from Jadotes. That's now 4 kills for Good Twin Hunting, up by 2k at before minute 4, so quite a significant lead already. They are certainly living up to expectations so far. Top lane Juggo is being gone on once again. Buffles is trampling. He's going on forward, though it is not a kill, not quite yet. Though again, look at his HP. He has to just kind of back off right now, which if he does, puts Rance at danger. So these lanes, they were relatively even earlier on, but they are all going the way of Good Twin Hunting right now, other than perhaps mid, which is still relatively even. Top lane, Jamie rotates in with the cogs. Last manner for the battery assault, but it seems not to matter. LSA hits on 2. He'll try to bring down Buffles, but at this point he has to accept his death, do damage before he dies. And I did mention that, with the lack of HP on the Omni Knights, they could freely go towards the Lina, and, well, they did it there. Obviously, a lot of the teams so far in Lads have been first phase banning his Omni, but you can see how to counter it out in a game like this where you can really apply the pressure. You have Trample plus Shrapnel, it's a lot of damage, and sure, he's got the burst heal, but especially at level 1, it's just not that much heal. Big thing to look at, of course, this game will be the minute 6 rune. That could be what it takes for Jed to turn this game around, at least early game-wise. get a nice haste rune, DD rune, something like that, maybe an arcane rune, you never know. Suddenly, he can go for a big rotation, turn somebody's side lanes around, but that's a little bit easier said than done. For now, they'll be through the Twin Gate and Omni Knight going to the bottom lane. They're pinging out Ja. They want to fight him in the 3v2. Juggo runs forward. Knives has the roll in 1 if he wants to roll on forward. Bushwhack hits. Is there a roll? No, there is not. It's a kick instead, but Ja is still alive. He simply walks away, and now Jamie has the cogs. So they've failed on their gank, which means they can no longer contest that minute 6 rune. Agile's already here, scouts at the top rune. Jed tried to step him, but now he's out of steps. He should die here. Technically, if his Void Spirit has fallen, Karan gets a second kill of the game. And, well, I mentioned how this minute 6 rune could turn the game around, but it's only sort of driven the dagger further into the heart right now. That's a major rune for Karan to get. Helps him get that kill on Jed, and then, of course, gets full mana back afterwards. That's really good for Karan's game. Look at this net worth in the top left of the screen right now. It's #1 for the Queen of Pain, and well, she will be inflicting the pain on this Wilted Rose's side, it appears. On the bright side, I'm sure Tyre will at least attempt to get 1 Wisdom Rune. Look at these subs. They really want the Wisdom Rune. Jamie is running over. He's got the cogs, he's got the battery assault, but in the 1v2, it's hard to play this one. He'll go for the knockback. He's trying for the click war. Will he get it? He does! He gets it! It's over. Call it. This game's actually over. It's minute 7, I'm calling it. Obviously, it's not quite over yet, but again, hopefully this dire side, Wilted Roses, they have good mental fortitude. Because if you're a team that does not have good mental fortitude, you're feeling pretty bad right now. You're ready to call GG, go next, because look at the net worth, look at the kill lead. You lose both Wisdom Runes. Look at the levels here. So Jamie's level 5, Clockworth, and then Adult that's level 5. These Radiant sups are out-leveling so hard. I mean, Hoodwin's level 4, Omni's level 3. They're just not having fun. They're just nuts. This is a game where you want your levels on sups, because if you don't have them, then you're going to die. PB, notoriously a hero who loves to simply eat low-level, under-leveled, under-itemized sups. Same with Queen of Pain. And again, look at the focus on the runes. It's the minute 8 rune that will once again go the way of Karan. Jed is forced to step away. He will barely die to the shrapnel, perhaps. Oh no! He had the step, but with the extra shrapnels. Again, another kill for good Twink hunting. At this point, Void Spirit is now 0 and 2. He died at minute 6 to the rotation, died at minute 8 to the rotation, and ay. The momentum is all the way of good Twink hunting. This is why they have 14 wins. They are well on the way to a 15th win right now. Look at the graph. It's already giving 3-to-1 odds, almost 4-to-1 odds for Radiant to win this game. It is minute 8. Even the Dota Plus AI is like, you know what, guys? This game's looking a little bit difficult for the Dire team. We're gonna need some comeback gold, which, of course, will need some kills. Perhaps they can catch somebody diving errantly, but again, you're already losing some towers. You've lost your top T1 tower, of course, and this mid T1 tower is not all that healthy. It's currently half HP. When the minute 10 siege unit arrives, I'd expect that one to join its brother in the top lane. In the Radiant side jungle, it's Knives My Coffee running into Jamie. But Jamie has bit off more than he can chew. Jed on mid lane, Void Spirit secures that kill. That's some much needed gold going back to Wilted Roses, but wait, Jed steps in for Agile. He's got one more step to play with, but once again, go forward. Roll misses, but it's a double kill for Jed. Karan, of course, will be fine, simply blinking away. Meanwhile, top lane, they're going in for Rance. In come the TPs, 2 of them on the way, but it's too little, too late. But is there vengeance? The kick will end up hitting Ja. He's low on mana. Good tank from Buffalo, so tank the roll from Knives My Coffee. Ja does not have the mana to use that Troll ultimate, therefore he goes down once again, this time to Jed. And now they'll move to Buffles. Sadaway hits on 2 from Karan. Onslaught forward by PB, hits the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit dies. Clockwork dies. Jed is low. Buffles is low. And Dizzle Has the bushwhack on Karan. Karan's blinking forward. Right clicks down. Who has the stick? Sniper ulti. Leader for the Void Spirit. Void Spirit ends up getting very low. Karan will finish the kill. Double kill for Queen of Pain. That should be the end of our fight. I believe it's 3 for 3 trade. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3. What's the fight recap? It says 3 for 4 if you count the other deaths across the map. So we'll call it a 3 for 4 in favor of Wilted Roses. So good news, the Wilted Roses. Sure, they're down a lot in terms of the net worth, but they're at the very least getting some XP going in. I mean, the Void Spirit is now level 8. You got your level 6 and then some on Knives and McCoffee. Only problem is you need your Lena's game to recover. Rance has nothing. He's not all that far from the Maelstrom, though, so you get into that Maelstrom, get him towards that Gleipnir, perhaps his game can recover. The good news, though, is because you were fighting, that middle lane and bottom lane siege unit both went down, so will be a little bit harder for the Radiant side to push here. Speaking of Radiant side, bottom lane, Jamie's being gone on by Knives and Dizzle. Agile TPs in with the Shrapnel. Goes towards Hoodwinks, got the ulti, but the smoke will keep him alive for the time being. The Shrapnel almost kills him anyways. But on 37 HP, the Hoodwink walks away, scurrying on through the trees, away from the sniper. No peeping right here, right now. Middle lane, it's some action brewing. PB was smoked, now will onslaught towards Juggo. Link in, Dagon from Queen of Pain, and Karan secures the kill. That is now 5 kills for Karan, Dota 2, but the minute 12 rune, the amplified damage rune, the DD rune, goes the way of Jed's Void Spirit, so perhaps it is time for some Void Spirit action. If we're being technical, the abbreviation should probably be the AD rune for amplified damage, rather than the DD rune. But honestly, DD flows a lot better off the tongue than AD, so I'm just going to call it a DD rune still. Bottom lane, the Radiant Sups are posted up right now. Knives will miss the roll. Bushwhack hits Sniper. Sniper is very, very dead. Jed popped the DD rune, and now he'll go for that bottom T1 tower. Seems like it potentially could be a trade, but again, they're looking to defend on the Dire side for the mid T1 tower, so they'll kill the bot T1 tower with the siege unit and Juggo, and they'll defend their own mid T1 via the rotations. And I'm going to officially say it, Wilted Roses, they have stopped the bleeding. It was a 5k net worth lead at minute 8. It's still a 5k net worth lead, sure, but a 5k net worth lead at 13 is far less significant than a 5k net worth lead at 8. But of course, during that time, these big Radiant cores have been acquiring some cool items to bring to battle. Looking over at the Troll Warlord, of course, Ja playing the Troll. He'll be the primary farmer for the Good Twink hunting side today. He's got the beef here. He's going for the Ags this game as his first item afterwards. I'm honestly not opposed to it. Get the Dispel both defensively and offensively. A lot of cool stuff to do defensively this game. Offensively as well, you can actually purge the Repel. That should be pretty big for countering out this Omni Knight's hero. Mid lane, the T1 tower remains alive. Bushwhack hits the Troll. He'll get correction. He will not get limited as well because it missed. Now both teams will kind of back off from melee. We'll return to farming once again, or maybe not. Roll in, misses some Knives in my coffee. He tried to hit Karan, simply missed it, and even if he hit it, it might not have been a kill anyways, but I digress. Two-man smoke from Agile and Karan. They're going through the river to the Dire side jungle, perhaps with Lena on their mind. Looking at Radiant Vision, they see some action a little bit recently. Now I see Lena on the ward, but they also run to Omni Knights. They really wanted the Lena, but, well, with the Omni Knights, a kill is just a little bit harder. They can still go for the dive, but knowing that Omni is there makes this a lot harder to do. And sensing the danger, we see more heroes on the way. This is Knives McCoffee and Jed running into Karan. Shield Rune is activated by Queen of Pain. Roll in by Knives McCoffee to a step in by Jed. Thanks to the shield rune, Karan's still full HP. Blink, pulverized from Buffles, finds Knives in my coffee, but he's saved by Juggo. Juggo has the Guardian Angel. Sharpshooter hits Buffles, so onslaught forward, hitting on 4. Clock Hook hits the creep, but Knives in the coffee is still dead. Blink in by Karan. Looks for Jed. Jed will tank the sniper ulti. He's 130 HP, but still steps away. Buffles, blinks and tramples, and Dizzle. Juggle heals the hoodwink. Step in by Jed, and Dizzle will fall. Buffles remains alive, and now Jed tries to fight. He'll assimilate to the northwest, but he's right-clicked down by Sniper and Queen of Pain. Now 3 kills for good twink hunting. Now that continues. Jamie finds Juggo. Juggo already dies, and now they'll move to Rance. Dagon's there from Queen of Pain. Ja will use a trophy. He slows with the axes. Rance tries to fight, but there's no running. It's simply a full 5-man wipe. A 5-for-0 rout for good twink hunting. And for a brief moment, I was espousing hope for Wilted Roses. But the 5k lead has turned into a 10k lead. Good twink hunting, they will get back on the winning train. They've turned their moderate lead into a very significant lead, and well, it's going to be hard now. And of course, Jed will attempt to go on Jamie, top lane, but assimilate, hitting the Clockwork. Clockwork will hook shot to his allied Troll Warlord. Jed, with only 1 step, does not want to step into a relatively blind situation. He did not see who was there. And that's a very dangerous play to make there in that position, of course, without that information that we have from the Omni Vision. I missed the kill middle lane. Hasted Queen of Pain plus the blink pulverized from Buffles. Pulverized the Lena, who now dies for the 5th time this game. Looking a lot like Andy Bendy Razor last night, that is for sure. Sorry, Andy. But, you know, looking at the scoreboard, that kind of tells a lot of the tale of this game. Ja 3-1, Buffles 4-0, Karan 6-0. On the flip side, Knives 2-2, not terrible, but again, Jed's 4-4. That's 4 deaths, not ideal, and then Melina's 0-5. I think that right there gives a lot of the tale of the game in that sense. I was very curious to see what Agile is going to go on this support sniper. We've seen sort of 2 broader philosophies from these sniper players. One of them has been sort of keep yourself alive with mobility. You see a lot of this Force Staff Shard sort of build a lot from these support snipers. Which of course is very fine. You can go, you know, Shard, Force, into Hurricane Fight, into more sort of items. Meanwhile, bottom lane, keeping a sniper, he's going in for Knives McGuffey, he rolls away. But Agile not opting for that more supportive, mobility-based build. He's going for a Gleipnir, though, with the Atos first. So he's thinking about lockdown with the Atos first. Of course, after that, he'll buy the Gleipnir. And then likely will transition into a bit more of a 4th core this game. Perhaps we'll see a Conda. Perhaps we'll see an Ags. We don't know yet. But we have, of course, plenty of time to figure that one out later. Looking over at the Queen of Pain of Karan, he's going for a relatively meta-standard build of Dagon BKB. Perhaps he'll buy a Kaya after that, perhaps he'll buy an Octarian Core after that. I don't really know Queen of Pain builds that well, but I have been seeing a lot of that so far in recent games. In the Roshan pit on the dire side is Jamie and Ja. Jamie is tanking Roshan as Ja hits it. Well, Troll Warlord, he's not quite Ursa in terms of killing Roshan, but he's one of the better carries at doing it. Probably top 5 for sure. I mean, Ursa #1, obviously, and then probably Meepo and TA then above the Troll, but maybe Troll #4 at doing it. Maybe OD's better than Troll, actually, but OD's more of a mid laner anyways, so. Mid lane, Gleipnir from Lena, forcing the BKB out of Karan. No Sonic Wave on 3. I believe the BKB reveal from Karan. At this point, he's tanked so many spells, and in comes the Cavalry. Trample from Buffles brings down and Dizzle. Knives and Jed will both go for Karan. There's a silence. It's going to be saved by Jamie. Can he stay alive? No. It's one more Gleipnir from Rance to bring down Karan. It's a big kill for the dire side. Jamie, Buffles, they'll both get right-click down. Double kills for Knives and my coffee. That's very important. 3 kills going back, including a very massive streak kill. Correction, 2 very massive streak kills to Knives and my coffee, who's suddenly #1 net worth on his team. Hopefully he spends that money well. And, you know, this Italian, even though Knives is the stand-in, this win does not count for him. He's here to win. He'll roll in. He finds Agile, who hits him with the 8 toast, but, well, the Gleipnir is the counterplay from Rance. Agile will attempt to put down some shrapnels, but there's only a trip to the grave for Agile. But this is how you know Knives and the Coffee is here to win. Look at his items. You know, Earth Spirits, you see a lot of these Earth Spirit players, they're buying, you know, cool items that are fun to play with.
Is under attack.
You'll see, you know, Blade Mails and Dagons and Hearts of Tarask and stuff like this. Nah, look at what Knives is buying. He's got not one weenie item, but look at his quick buy. He's buying another weenie item. He has Guardian Greaves and I believe it's a Pipe of Insight. That's just weenie item central there. He's here to play. Like, you don't buy Greaves Pipe to have fun. You buy Greaves Pipe to fucking win Dota 2. He's here to win Dota 2, man. Wisdom Runes. One of them has been taken. Both of the Tormentors, by the way, are still alive. The Radiant side and Dire side both are living, though. Apparently not for long. There's an agglomeration of 4 Dire heroes bottom lane. They have congregated for the free Tormentor. Who gets the chart? Let's find out. Is it Omni Knights or Hoodwink? It'll be Omni Knights for Juggo, so that's a nice little buff to Purification to get a little bit of extra heal outputs. Now both teams are smoked up. Buffles in the river, breaks his smoke. He's near that Dire side T1 tower. He'll blink and onslaught, but it's canceled with a bushwhack from and does a hookshot in by Jamie. Finds Rance. The Lena is in danger. Juggo tries to save Lena. Lena's man fighting for her life. There's a dead Lena. Now Troll has 2 lives and ulti. He'll ulti. And lifesteal off the creeps as Karam looks for Jed. Jed has the remnant, but in comes all the damage. Blink. Onslaught finds Void Spirit. He has all of his spells on cooldown. He can step once again in 3 more seconds. Can he live for 3 seconds? The answer is yes. We're diving past 2 towers. We're near the Dire side high ground right now. Karan blinks in. Buffles is trampling. They'll bring down Knives and Coffee well past that tier 2 tower. They've dove 2.5 towers worth of lane. And they'll secure those 2 kills. More importantly, the Lena kill, of course, because now they're just not letting Rance into this game. He simply just keeps dying. I mean, notice he's doing a good bit of damage for the limited amount of time he is alive in the fights, but when you can't live for more than like 2 seconds, there's not all that much damage you can do. So, yeah, maybe the BKB will be the item to output the damage this game. It's probably, at this point in the game, you need one more item beyond that BKB to truly deal with the game state, but simply having the BKB plus Gleipnir means that, hey, I am Lena. I am being gone on. I don't die literally instantly, but the problem is, if you look at a sort of like carry-to-carry breakdown, this troll hero is going to eat you alive. Speaking of being eaten alive, middle lane, Void Spirit loses half its HP to Buffles' opening salvo. However, it's simply not enough damage. Karan was not ready to follow up on the Blink Pulverize combination. But, you know what? Maybe they didn't need to kill the Void Spirit. Perhaps they can go for a bit of map control macro play here. This Dire side tri-camp is simply not safe. There is, of course, a ward here. Some decent vision from the ward mid and the ward bot lane to not necessarily give direct vision on this Dire side of tri-camp, but they know that if the Dire end up playing from this area, wherever they sort of move strategically will be spotted out. So you have, at the very least, some information there. Meanwhile, in the... what the hell? Okay then, I'm not quite sure how this broke out, but Radiance could not lock down Knives and My Coffee, who was just doing a bit of a Badger cosplay by sitting in the Roshan pits. Roshan, by the way, cannot be alive for at least 2.5 more minutes. This is not a Roshan scout in my sort of style. This is simply sitting in the Roshan pit. Meanwhile, bot lane Buffles is being gone on. Step in by Jed, and of course with the Agnes, he's got that silent Buffles force, a big KB, turn with the polarized, but there's just too much damage, or perhaps not. The Guardian Greaves keeps him alive, or at this point, they can't even kill him. Cloudwave brings down Juggle. Knives and the Coffee is trying to fight, but there's simply no fighting. It's already too dead. They didn't even kill Buffles, and well, Look at Ja, look at Karan. They're angry and they want more. Jed will dodge the sniper ulti with his dissimulate, but well, you've once again lost the fight. I mean, if you kill this guy right here, this Primal Beast hero, it's pretty good, but I thought for a second it was Radiant with the Guardian Griefs, because Buffles healed a lot there, but I guess it was just the wand. I healed not that much. Well, bottom lane, Agile's being gone on, gets Atos by and Dizzle. This should be a kill. Step in by Jed. They'll move to Jamie, who will hook shot. But, oh no, Ja was not standing still. As a result, Jamie missed the hook shot. Coming for the creeps perhaps instead, but wanted to go to Ja. Ja dodged it out, but unfortunately it's an allied hook shot, so sad day for your clockwork. Both Radiant subs die, and given how far ahead the Radiant's team are, good Quink hunting, they feed away like 2,000 gold in those 2 kills, those 2 sub kills, so what can you do? Mid lane, Blink Pulverize from Buffles. Karan backs up Buffles, but Knives My Coffee is quite tanky with the auras. Buffalo's forced to BKB, but he might just die anyways. He's onslaughting to the southwest, but they're hunting. Roll in, step in. They're hunting for the kill, and the kill has been found. Meanwhile, Karan forced to BKB as well. He'll turn with Dagon, instead of having 2 heroes. And now Ja's arrived. He'll purge off that offensive Atos with a defensive axe play. Lightning from Ransom once again purged off of the axes from Ja. Jamie hookshot in, finding Lina. Lina will BKB outside of the cogs. And that might just be the end of our fight, with just Buffles going down. So, I mean, all things considered, not that bad for Wilted Roses. You kill the core, and you force a BKB out of a second core, and you really don't lose all that much of value in return. Sure, you do use a BKB of your own, but, you know, if I'm playing on this dire side, I'm very content with that trade. Oh, what a good RNG play there. So there's 2 shards that Radiance could have obtained from the Radiant side Tormentor. There is this Clockwork shard, which honestly it's not bad, but the better of the 2 this game is no doubt the Sniper shard. Now, I did mention that a lot of snipers outright buy their shard on sup because it's pretty good, but you know what's better than buying your shard? Simply getting it for free. It's 1,400 gold cheaper to simply get a free shard. And well, he's got the free shard. Gets that concussive grenade in his backpack ready to go, and that's one good tool to work with this game, really any game on the sniper. Roshan, by the way, is alive on the top side. Seems like John will once again go for Roche. Dire scan it. They're well aware of what's going on in there, but stopping that, I don't know about that one. Looking at their location on the map, it's going to be very hard. You have to sort of gun it to the twin gates. Running on down really quickly, but the problem is, well, they're already still not there, and they're also not even trading for this bottom side T2 tower. Now, had they gotten the full trade of the tower for the Roshan, perhaps it would have been fine, but instead it's simply a Roshan for nothing. Buffles is trampling, finds Knives in my coffee. Knives will tank the Pulverize and the Assassinates. Hookshot finds the Omni. It's a fantastic target to find. Juggo is in a lot of danger. His repel is purged by John. Now it will be a dead Juggo Omni Knight. Sure, it's only an Omni, but with the Omni dead, these other dire cores need to be very, very careful, and as a result, this T2 tower mid lane will die. It simply will die. Actually, we're heading high ground. Ja says, you know what, guys? I'm a troll warlord. I've got items. I've got levels. I've got a banner. I simply do not care for the Dota game state. I want to go home and do something else. I want to play some other video games. So let's go right here, right now. Only problem is there aren't actually any Radiant creeps. The banner is on the floor, but the wave died, and the next wave is cut by Knives in My Coffee, so they're simply hard-knotted creeps. Jed tanks some spells, throws out some spells. Ultimately, nothing of consequence happens so far. Jed steps in, cannot kill Jamie. Once again, steps in, going for the kill. Gleipnir, Sharpshooter both hit the clock, but he kept alive for the time being. Mech was not quite enough to save his life, though. Is there counter kills? Ja will secure one with the help of Karan. Gleipnir hits on two, but Ja once again walks away. His ulti and his Aegis are still alive. Dire leave their base, but again, they have not killed Ja, so Ja can reset, get full HP, come on back with effectively 3 lives to play with in this next fight, but for the time being, this Dire base is still here. Sure, there's a tower missing, there's at least one little bit of real estate taken down, but the more important barracks remain standing. Of course, there are still 2.5 minutes left of immortality for the Troll Warlord. He's got plenty of Aegis timer to work with. The banner, of course, no longer here, but ultimately the banner probably will not be needed given the power of the Troll. And perhaps that will be the idea. You run it on down, perhaps top lane this time. You look for perhaps a second set of barracks with your first set of barracks. Mid lane once those crumble, but again, shoving it on down 5v5, not that easy. Even though you're up by 10k, it's still not that easy. Jamie is run in, denies My Coffee. Gleipnir comes in from Agile, but of course Earth Spirit just rolls away anyways. Buffles will onslaught forward. Denies My Coffee, rolls forward as well though, kicking Jamie towards and Dizzle. Problem is Karan's on the back lines, Jaws there as well, and Dizzle and Knives are both in a lot of danger right now, and Dizzle barely gets away. Rance will deny the Hoodwink as Buffles brings down the Earth Spirit. So it's 1 kill, 1 denied kill, regardless 2 dudes dead. And you know what time it is. We're going to be headed towards the high ground once again. Hoodwink and the Earth Spirit both have a buyback ready to go. Problem is, well, you don't really want to use them. And I'm not sure if Ja cares if you buy back. He will simply go for buildings. And this time there will be no Earth Spirit-based lane-cutting shenanigans. Simply buildings crumbling, brick and mortar turning into rubble. Set mid dies. Set top remains alive, though, so it's only 1 set. Ja's got a bit under a minute left on the Aegis, so perhaps, Good Twink Hunting will not quite end this game for a bit longer. They can wait for that 3rd Roshan, and then with the 3rd Roshan, Troll should be absolutely ascendant. What's on his courier right now? It's a BKB, so yeah, he will be absolutely ascendant soon. I mean, Troll ulti, BKB, Ag Scepter. It's hard to bring this man down. Even though he will no longer have 2 lives to work with, I don't think he'll even need 2 lives. Dire Smoke leave their base. Notice Troll's Aegis timer. It's 10 seconds. That will not be their next fight. Dire scan. They've hit their scan. They're going for the wraparound angle right now. The Radiant Ward spots the lot out, but the problem is it doesn't because they're all smoked. The courier dies, but that gives away information. Sonora Spirit's here. Buffles blinks forward. BKB from Ja. Guardian Angel from the Omni Knight. Sniper's being gone on by Void Spirits. There's chaos on the west side as well. Juggalo's already dead. Lena's man fighting, but Ja is out of control right now. He's ulting. He's going forward. Hookshot finds the Hoodwink. Hoodwink is dead. Lena is dead. Hoodwink buys back. But Wilted roses are wilting right now. They already lost 3. Knives in My Coffee will attempt to cut the wave. It seems like it will succeed, but the problem is, in comes Vengeance. Oh no, the creep! There's still a creep! There's still a creep! There is just still a creep. They could push with the 1 creep if they really wanted to. They're not going to, but they could. They could. No. A little more all chatting going on. That is lads for you. Sometimes. Top lane, Gleipnir from Agile hits Jed. Jed will Manta and step away. Buffles pursues with the onslaught. Knives in My Coffee will pull the Void Spirit. Sonic Wave hits on 2. Jed remains alive. Ja goes to the high ground looking for a root on somebody. Jed once again steps away. Buffles will blink, pulverize the Omni Knights. Omni Knights still half HP, kept alive, and will thrive for a little bit longer, perhaps, but maybe not. May thrive is overstating the state of this dire Omni Knights. White Spirit steps in, does not find Jamie. Jamie tosses a cog in the way of Jed, draining a negligible quantity of mana. Buffles, links and tramples. The Pulverize was still on cooldown. White Spirit Aether Remnant hits the Earth Spirit. Gleipnir from Agile, but Jed once again purges it off with the Manta. Ja will go for the HG. Lean as a Gleipnir on Patrol Warlord. Remnant as well. One more Gleipnir comes through. Ja will beat KB. He can still ulti, but at this point, they've lost the Clockwork. Sonic Wave will hit absolute correction. It will barely clip the Lina, but it does absolutely nothing, so high ground was defended this time around. There will be no secondary set of barracks, and well, I think we all know what time that means. We're going to play it a little bit slow. We'll go for that third Roshan. But Wilted Roses are well aware of Radiant's aspirations for that third Roshan. They'll smoke up as 4. They'll go for really anything. Kills, wards, map control, I don't know, some nice little stroll in the jungle. I don't even care at this point. They want to do anything. They want to leave their base, but the problem is they're just not finding anything. Perhaps I'll get some wards up for Roshan. See one ward placed by Juggle at the Twin Gate, but well, Roshan's not here. It's a relatively late Roshan respawn. Step in by Jed. He'll tank a Gleipnir. And Ja will get ulti off in time. He's here to fight, to bring down Juggle already, but his ulti's ended. He's going to blade it down. It's already a big counter kill, and now Knives finds Sniper on the roll forward. Agile cannot escape this death. Omni buys back. They want to fight Roshan right here, right now. The kick finds Clockwork. The Gleipnir, the step forward. That's 3 kills for Wilted Roses. And they are no longer wilting, at least temporarily. They're showing signs of life. Only problem is poor RNG on the Roshan respawn. And by the time Roshan's alive again, so will the Radiant Heroes. So it's a concern right now is, sure, you are feeling pretty good at the game state relative to 5 minutes ago, but you're still not actually doing anything. Meanwhile, Voidkit's being gone on the bottom lane, pulverized by Buffles. But even with the Dagon from Karan, there is no kill. Karan simply walks away. The roll from Knives will be a very, very short roll, thanks to the blink away by Karan, making it a large distance between the Clop and the Air Spirit, but regardless, we are back to a bit of a chillin' game state, where we do a bit of chillin' once again, waiting for that third Roshan. If you want to see items that have been purchased, here's your items. If you want to see the graph, here's a graph. Both teams are still loitering around the top side of Roshan pits. Buffles now gets backed up by Jamie. The Dire Observer Wars spotted Jamie. Rolls a little bit short from Knives, and Jamie will jetpack away from the Dire team. Roshan, at long last, is alive. Both teams are aware of that fact. It's minute 39, so Roshan will be here for about a minute longer. Blink in by Buffles, but he's silenced. So BKB off the silence, looking for a pulverize. The Blade Mail nearly kills Reigns immediately. Lina is crumbling. She cannot fight. She's simply dead. Double kill for Agile. Missile Blade is there for the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit's brought down as well. 3 kills for good Twink hunting. And Dizzle tries to force staff away. This fight absolutely over. Nobody has a buyback. This game is once again going to get out of hand because you're going to get this third Roshan for absolutely free. Though, wait a minute. They're thinking, you know what, guys, screw the third Roshan. Let's force out some buybacks. But they're going to find out what we know very, very soon. Look at the buybacks. So they know Hoodwink and Omni Knight have it on cooldown, but they don't know that Lina and Earth Spirit lack the gold for it. So no one's going to buy it back. No one's going to be here. This second set of racks is simply taken in the top lane. We could even go for tier 4s potentially if they really want to, but... Again, getting that second set of barracks and that third Roshan is an absolute win. And now on the bottom side, it'll be the Aegis, it'll be the banner, it'll be the cheese, and it will be a refresher shard as well. So 4 goodies to go the way of good twink hunting. Where the items go, I don't know, other than Troll, of course, obtaining a bit of immortality. So, the next play, of course, for good twink hunting will be that that bottom set of barracks to secure the megas. The T2 bottom has died. Ja has got his eyes on the bottom T3 and the bottom set of barracks. Clockwork scouts things out. Remnant hits the Troll Warlord. Step in by Jed with Silent Fafnir as well. But nothing of value has been forced out of Ja. They perhaps want to force a BKB, or perhaps an ulti, or something, but they have forced nothing. Step in, once again. Ja is patient. Hook in by Jamie. Finds 2! And Pulverize hits Lina as well. It's chaos in the bottom lane once again. Boy Spirit is stunned. Lina is crumbling. Omni is crumbling, but nobody's dead quite yet. Boy Spirit is still got 5 for the Aviana's Feather. Jed will step to the north. Buffalo wants to finish the kill, and Jed will eventually get wrecked down by the Primal Beast. Jed buys back. Knives McCoffee is once again dead. So it's currently a 5v4. Gleipnir is there on 2. Buffles is low, but it cannot finish killing Buffles. The captain, the offlaner, walks away. Dire Glyph, but their racks are low. Ja will BKB. He's focusing the barracks. Melee racks have died, and Dizzle goes at the Sonic Wave. Ja will man fight, stunning the Omni Knights. Karam brings down Jed. Ja will lose 1 life, but his fight is absolutely over. It's just Juggo. Hookshot from long range from Jamie. It's perfect to bring down Juggo, and the GG is called. Good twink hunting will continue their absolutely fantastic form, taking game 1, moving to 15-2 as a record right now. So, yeah, good win. Good win for good twink hunting. GTH, as the Twitch title indicates, they're as the record indicates, good at Dota. For Wilted Roses, they played a very competitive game, given how the first, 8 minutes went. From this game state around over here, the game seems a little bit over, but, they did a pretty good job recovering, given those facts. Only problem is, again, I think they're playing out of the lanes. Maybe they're, say, 1k down at minute 10. They could probably win that game, but the problem is they were not playing 1k down. They're playing 5k down. Simply different magnitudes of net worth. And, well, it's hard. I've been playing a lot of these games this season where I'm playing down a lot of net worth at minute 10, and it's not a fun time. And, well, for Wilted Roses, perhaps they need to pick some different heroes to simply get out of the lanes better. We'll have to see. For now, though, Anna got us to a break between game 1 and game 2. I'll be joining you guys a couple minutes into the draft for game 2. So my name's Badger. We'll see you for game number 2 of Good Twink Hunting, taking on Wilted Roses pretty soon.
team ban. Radiant team ban. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Sniper!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for Game 2 of the series you were just watching. But if you are just jumping on in, it is Game number 2 of League of Legends Season number 16 series between Good Twink Hunting, the number 1 seed in their group as it currently stands at a 15-2 record, taking on Wilted Roses, who are the number 2 team going into the series. They went in at 9-3. They're currently 9-4 after a Game 1 loss to Good Twink Hunting.
10 seconds remaining.
My name is Badger, the most prolific caster in League of Lads
5
history,
seconds remaining.
and I'm here for some more Lads action, of course,
Dire team ban.
as one does. I'll do some picks and some bans if you like picks and bans. Tusk, Sand King, Shaker of Earth, Runner of Wind, Visage, the Demon of Shadows,
10 seconds
and the the Druid of Loneliness, and the Painful Queen. I don't know. I'm going with this one. I'm losing it mentally. They're all heroes banned out. 8 pick was Sniper. So once again, Good Twink Hunting prioritizing the Sniper in the draft. Wilted Roses. We'll grab the Clockwork as their counter. Once again, could have gone for the Omni if they wanted to, but I guess they didn't want to go for that Sniper Omni lane again. So they say, you know what? We're just gonna go Clockwork. That sounds better.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And honestly, it probably is better. It probably is.
Radiant team pick. Dire team
More bans, Kunkka and Morph. Okay. So I know about the draft in game one. I know it was banned out. Um, this Luna hero in the second ban phase last game. So yeah. So Luna was banned out by Wilted Roses in this ban phase last. It ended up Morphling and they banned out Luna. So clearly these are the two carriers they really value right now. And they once again banned out the Morphling. This time about 13 picked the Luna. So you know what? I think this hero is really good. We're gonna pick it, and if you can counter it, you can counter it. Now, to open up their counters, they'll go with the Dragon Knight and with the Phoenix. The DK, of course, a flex core in nature. Can play the off lane, can play the mid lane, can play the safe lane. Could even go with multiple different facets. We're likely to see the red dragon, but potentially we could even see green dragon to play up tempo, perhaps out of the off lane. Response for now will be the Morana. So, well, what is better than one cat lady, but two cat ladies? We have seen a good bit of the Morana core in recent days, but in this sort of game, if it is the Phoenix 5, perhaps Morana 4 sounds like a pretty good idea. And you know what? I do not blame them because you look at Phoenix in the lane, if it is a 5 Phoenix into a 4 Morana. Morana can trade very well because you have a pretty decent attack range. You can itemize, get some decent damage early on with some smaller items. And given that, it's not the easiest time for Phoenix to trade in that lane. Of course, later on in the game, with the Supernova, Morana can be a part of that. Hey, we're going to kill the egg sort of game plan. So we'll have to see there as well. For now, there will be a Primal Beast. Whether it will be mid or off lane, we don't know yet. But because Wilted Roses have the 24 pick, they can wait to put the PB mid or put it off lane or even go with like a Morana core. You have a lot of options still. Good twink hunting. They keep it nice and simple. They say, you know what? We have Phoenix, big ol' circular ability. In this case, literally a spherical ability. We're just going to add Mars with a big ol' circular ability. Really a classical combo. You look at this idea of just picking big circle heroes. It's been floating around sort of North American amateur Dota 2 for at least, like 6 or 7 years now. I remember I had a talk with Jakku a long time ago about this. And he was raving about, big old circle abilities. This had to have been like 2018, 2019. He's talking about how good they were. At the time he was an RD12 drafter. Like, pick circles, pick circles, pick circles. They're good in amateur leagues. And well, you can't really go wrong with the big circular based abilities. So we see it again.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It does mean the DK will not be off lane. It will probably end up being carry if I had to guess, but it could, of course, still be mid lane. DK does not feel like a Karan hero. Yeah, that's more of a Karan hero for sure, the Zeus. So it'll be Ja playing almost certainly a red dragon based DK safe lane. Zeus, of course, mid. Sniper sup. Phoenix sup. Mars 3. For Wilted Roses. I don't know. I'm not a real fan of PB into Zeus mid. Perhaps they'll put the PB off lane 24, pick a mid, but we'll see. And there we go. It'll be tiny mid, PB off, Luna carry. And that'll be the answer there. I think the drafts are a little more even this game. I still lean towards the good Twink Hunting draft, but I don't think it's an outright draft win this time. I think they're comparable quality drafts, but the Dire draft is probably easier to play than the Radiant draft. But you know, if we see a big game from Jed, maybe a big game from Juggo, then you can really get some big plays to go and make this game good. Wait a minute, is Ja going blue? Whoa! Oh, so I thought for a second Ja was gonna go blue dragon, but understandably he's going red dragon, which is, as far as I know, universal on carry DKs. I have literally never seen a carry DK purposefully go not red dragon. You see it mid off lane, you see him go not red dragon. You see the green dragon sometimes mid and off lane, but I have never seen carry DK not go red dragon purposely. So unsurprisingly, it will indeed be red dragon for Ja. So, somewhat related thought. So this DK hero, right? He's got 3 facets. Red dragon, blue dragon, green dragon. How many heroes in Dota have 3 facets? I know Earth Spirit does. I know DK does. I'm pretty sure Techies does. Is it just those 3 heroes? Techies, DK, and Earth Spirit? If there's any more, please do tell me. I'm very curious about this one. But I digress. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of this group stage 2-game melee between good Twink Hunting on the Dire side, victors of game 1, and Wilted Roses, the losers of game 1, looking to turn into a 1-1 draw. My name is Badger, and we're here for the game 2 action. Once again, Dire, a fairly similar draft to game 1. Smoke has broken, and Dizzle leads the way. He's got battery assault, blood grenades are flying, shrapnels are flying, knives is low, Jamie is low, arrow somehow misses on everybody. Knives in my coffee will be our first blood though, going to Karan, and now it's an absolute disaster. It's an absolute disaster for the Radiant side. Look at the HP bars. They all throw a fountain right now. At this point, Jed might still die. He's 1 hit from dying. Agile gets the kill, so not the ideal target for the second kill, but the first kill again went to Karan. So game number 1, we saw First Blood go the way of Karan's Queen of Pain. And that was very big for him winning that middle lane. In game number 2, he once again gets First Blood. Meanwhile, at the very top of the map, Buffaloes eventually ran down Juggo's Mirana, but oh my god, again, the bounty runes go the way as well of this, it's 2-2 this time, not 3-1, but good Twink Hunting, they are just an explosive team. They say, you know what, we're here to play Dota 2 right here, right now, we're gonna kick your ass, and well, we're seeing it right now. Bottom lane, a 1-for-1 trade, but I think if you're Rance, you're very happy with that one. You get solo XP on the Jamie kill, so you'll be level 2 relatively soon. There's already been 5 kills, by the way. Does Clock have TP, actually? Okay, he does. Everyone's TP. I thought for a second some of these heroes might not have TP, but everyone is TP. So we have Tiny versus Zeus. Middle lane. I had a co-commentator. This is when I asked him, hey, who's going to win this mid lane? And then they're like, hey, I'm not even a mid player. I don't know. And then usually if you don't know anything about the mid lane, you say, oh, it's a skill matchup. Anyone can win it. Runes matter, battlefield, whatever, but I'm guessing it's going to be a relatively fine lane for both sides. They'll both CS, and then the only thing that's going to matter is luck in the minute 6 rune, as it always does in mid lane nowadays. Bottom lane dive in by Jamie, and Dizzle is dead. Rance wants to counter kill. He's, I believe, 2 hits away, but he's dying right now. But with the stick, he will not officially die, but Again, this is very similar to the lane last game where Rance on the carry got absolutely blasted by a very up-tempo lane from Buffles. And we're seeing again, they've swapped sups. It's now in Dizzle playing with Rance. And Jamie is still here, of course, this time on a hero a little bit different from last game, but the results are the same in that sense. Was Jamie in the lane last game? Was it actually Buffles Agile last game? It might have been, actually. I probably should remember this, given it literally just happened, but I don't. I just don't remember anymore. There was a good bit of Twin Gate action, so I kind of fuddled up my memory there, but I probably should be better than that. Bottom lane, Jamie is inside the cogs, and well, he's now outside the cogs because he's dead. If we're being technical, the Aether of Death is certainly no longer inside Clockwork cogs. At that point, you're more inside something like a Chronosphere than a Clockwork cogs, but... yeah, we're fighting in both side lanes right now. Mars was inside the cogs, but he's very tanky. He's got the wand and the lotus. He's used his wand to spear away and Dizzle towards Jamie. Buffles is low. He should eventually die. With the lotus, he's still looking to fight. Clockwork dies. Buffles dies. And now Jamie will dive forward for the Luna. Luna's dropping and Luna's dead. A double kill for Jamie. Jamie is nearly level 4. Is he the high? He's almost the highest level hero in the game. I mean, look at these other heroes. A lot of them are level 3, level 2 right now. He's level 4. Sure, the mid laners are 5, but mid lane doesn't count. That's a free. It's a lot of free experience mid lane. As far as the side lane heroes go, Jamie's doing pretty good right now. And Phoenix is one of those sups that really, really enjoys getting levels. Yeah, level 6 is a really big deal on Phoenix. If you have 6 early on, you can just outright solo kill dudes sometimes. So you can do a lot on Phoenix this game. Once again, going for Jamie, who is again inside the cogs. He'll Fire Spirit and now dive away. He'll barely survive. We saw a rotation from the Mirana of Juggo, looking to perhaps kill the Phoenix, but not so lucky. So through the Twin Gate goes Juggo to no effect, and now Knives in My Coffee is not having fun because, well, you're alone on PB in a very losing 1v2, so that's certainly not going to help your game. We haven't looked too much at the top lane so far this game. Knives My Coffee is losing the lane, but not by that much. 21-4 on PB versus DK's 30-5. Middle lane, it's gone slightly in favor of Jed. He's got more denies, notably. He's 34-8 versus Zeus's 30-2. And then bot lane, which we've been watching a lot of this game, of course, has not gone too well for the Luna, but honestly, hasn't gone all that well for Buffles either. Both have really lost a lot of CS due to the level of brawling in this lane, so I would say it is a lane win for, honestly, Jamie more than it is for Dire. Like, Buffles did not win the lane, but Jamie certainly won the lane. Mid lane, Juggo is camping on out to secure the minute 6 rune for his mid laner Jed, which, again, after last game, I don't blame him. There was a very concerted effort last game by Good Twink Hunting to camp for Karan, secure him the runes, really ruin the game of Jed. There was a rotation for the minute 6 rune that got not only Karan the rune, but a kill for Karan. And in minute 8, the exact same thing happened. The rune for Karan, a kill on Jed. But this game, they're correcting. Problem is, top lane, DK and Sniper whittle down the HP of Knives in My Coffee. And from long range, Zeus finished the kill. It's now Wisdom Rune time. We saw last game, Jamie on Clockwork secured this exact Wisdom Rune by being a Clockwork. But this time, Jamie is not. He's playing against the Clockwork. Phoenix versus Clockwork for now. In comes Sniper to back up Buffles is here as well. Spear away will stun. As a result, the rune goes the way of Buffles. So he'll hit level 6 very soon on this Mars. Phoenix, that 6 will be slightly delayed, but I'm sure it'll be here relatively soon anyways. At this point, Luna, knowing Mars is about to hit 6, will likely play a bit more of the woods, play in the jungle area. Because, you know, a lot of these carries, if you're inside the Mars arena, you're just going to die, and Luna certainly is one of them. So if you are this Luna player, your #1 goal, do not be in the Mars arena. Dire have scanned. They don't see the Luna, but they should expect, hey, this is probably Luna over here. How they get to Luna, I'm not entirely sure, but they might go for a bit of a wraparound through this little area here, up on through here from the western angle, looking to run into Luna. Jamie is running in those motions, but the timing is off. And they really want this kill. Buffles rotate over away from the lane, try to catch the Luna here, but Luna's now over there, so again, very significant effort. Speaking of efforts, though, they want to kill the Zeus mid lane in return. There's 3 Radiant Heroes mid lane. Tiny, Marana, Clockwork. Clockwork, of course, is not level 6 quite yet. He's going to, of course, want to get it for these plays, but for now, it's simply not going to happen. It's just not. From the river come the Radiant Sups. They are backed up by their middle laner. It'll be a 3v3. Both teams Sups, the Mars, and the Tiny. Tiny is invis. Clockwork is low. The arena was used only on 1. With the arena ending, perhaps there is a play. Jed, oh no, Jed's been spotted. The Dire Observer Sentry combo spotted it out there. So they know there's an invis Tiny. As a result, there will be a D ward of the Sentry and the Obs ward on the high ground, but this rotation from Tiny will not be successful. Meanwhile, Knives My Coffee is doing a bit of a wave dragon. We love a wave dragon. Seems like Karan wanted to disrupt it perhaps, but ends up not happening. Minute 10 rune is spawning. Where does it spawn? Probably on the bottom side, given Karan's luck so far. Well, it is on the bottom side, but it's denied by Juggle. So there's no scenario where Karan gets that rune. Either it goes to Jed or it goes to really Phoenix. Ends up being a third option, I suppose. It gets denied by Juggle, but again, denied by Juggo means no rune for either mid laner. Well, the siege unit has died, arrowed down by Marana. The only problem is, this tower is alive, so if Radiant want to bring in more, they can bring in more. There's currently 2, but only 2. There are 2 Sups playing defense, but, well, the defense will not be successful, and Dizzle is right-clicked down by Buffles. This Knives in My Cut Waves comes in the all chat from Ja. This is true, there is indeed a Knives in My Cut Waves. And as a result, there will no longer be a Knives in My Cut Waves, as Knives is in the bottom lane area, the Radiant side jungle, to bring it down Buffles. There's now a Knives in My Buffle, I suppose. Wait a minute, mid lane, Blink reveal by Tiny. Big solo kill by Jed to bring down Karan. It's a really big play from Jed. He's now a good bit ahead of Karan, actually, so that is one thing I mentioned is, you know, if this Radiant team are going to win game 2, you know, big game from Jed is something we want to see here on this Tiny. And so far, big game from Jed on the Tiny. He is kind of owning. He's keeping net worth with Ja, who absolutely owned the top lane. So he's going to go for this this phylactery into the Conda, I'm sure. And that'll be the play, perhaps the Conda later rather than sooner. The phylactery simply right now. Actually, I'm a little bit curious to see what the Tiny buys after phylactery, but we'll have to see when it happens. Bottom lane arena against Knives and My Coffee. The spear was sidestepped. Hookshot from Clockwork hits Agile, so it'll be a 1-for-1 trade so far, but you have a lot of spells to play with right now, including Supernova. Jed will attempt to get away, but there's no escaping. One more kill for good Twink hunting, and well, that will slightly dampen the momentum of Jed, who has now died, but it is what it is. It's a 2-for-1 trade in Dire's favor. They claim the Radiant side bottom T1 tower. There's indeed a little bit of wilting going on from wilted roses. And I've already made that pun, but it's a pretty obvious pun. I'm sorry. I suppose that pun was last game. I probably make that pun once a game with this team. Okay then, so I'm looking over at Ja on the DK. A number of times when you play the DK, you go for a bit of a greedier build, but he's gone Armlet into Blink. He is absolutely ready to game. No, you know, historically, you used to see an item like Manta a good bit on the DK, but he's got the Blink. He's ready to play. Jeb, meanwhile, blinks in for Agile. Counter Blink from Ja, finds the Tiny. Hookshot in, finds Zeus, but Zeus has Leap on cooldown. He's got Leap on cooldown, but he's still fine. They can't kill him. It's Jed who's dead first. Supernova's on the floor, and Dizzle will run away. There's no running from death, barring a miracle. He actually used the Illu rune to dodge the rebuke, but it will not matter. He's certainly dead in one more hit. And from long range, Agile will finish it. It's 2 kills already, and, well, we're going to once again run the train down the middle lane. Should be a relatively free T1 tower. Keyword being should. Juggo needs to be a little bit careful of death. And, well, I guess I was wrong. The tower is not only dead, but it's not even all that close to being dead. I wrote its obituary prematurely. Radiant scan. Unsurprisingly, hits from long range. Hookshot hits the Mars. Mars is inside the cogs. He'll drop the arena. Jed joins the arena. Bring down Mars. Luna drops the Eclipse. Phoenix is half HP, of course, no ulti this time around. He'll dive away, but he happens to be dead anyways, and he is dead anyways. But the trade is for Dizzle and Juggle. Currently it's a 2-for-2 trade. Zeus has gone on. Avalanche toss combo is there from the Tiny. Will look to dive further. Agile is low. Karan is low. Rance has Lucent Beam in 3. They'll certainly kill the Zeus, barring a Houdini escape from Karan, but Houdini will not occur. He will simply perish. It's a 4-for-2 in favor of Wilted Roses. And they have done some hunting against good Twink hunting. God, I love awful puns. I really do. I really love awful puns. Bottom T1 gets glyphed, of course, by the Dire side. Meanwhile, top lane, Juggo wanted to finish the tower knowing his leaps are on cooldown. He did not finish the tower. It's still alive on 21 HP. I would not be shocked if it is denied in the very, very near future, but it has not been denied yet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
For the time being, though, it's a 2-man smoke from Mars, who has arena in 7 seconds, joined by Sniper. They want to go to Luna, who TPs away just in time. Luck or game sense, I'm not entirely sure, but the result is the same. It's Luna who's alive and Zeus who's dead. I watched the wrong area of the map apparently, because as the bot lane stuff did not happen, the mid lane stuff did happen, as Tiny, PB, and Clockwork dove Karan mid and got the kill on that dire side mid lane Zeus. The fight now moves to the Radiant side. Jungle is agile, looks to rendezvous with his boys at the dire side tri-camp. Ja, Jamie, Agile all play together. They run into Juggo, who actually has leaps on cooldown, but I'm not sure if they know that. I think if they knew that, they would have committed some more spells, but... well, I guess Juggo's leaps are just on cooldown, so... yeah. I mean, it only is level 1 leap, right? So, the restore time is very, very long. 45 seconds. I mean, at a minute and a half to restore both of the leaps. Bottom lane, Arena is there from Buffles. Keeps Knives and My Coffee on the inside. Ja has a follow-up stun with the Dragon Tail. Zeus ulti is there, and now Knives and My Coffee has perished. We've gone from Knives and My Coffee to Knives in My Cemetery, as, it is now the 4th game for the Primal Beast. 19 kills for Good Twink Hunting, 11 kills for Wilted Roses. Speaking of puns I have used a lot, Knives in My Ex. Top lane, hookshot from Clockwork, blink in from Tiny. And now Buffles will join his offlane brethren in the grave. Both offlaners are dead. Both in a relatively similar location in that bottom lane area. Seems like it is. Did that tower top lane get denied? I don't think it did. It was last hit, right? By a creep? I believe so. Regardless, blink in by Jed, but no toss back. No toss back. Josh standing to the ground. He's absolutely fine. Jed is incredibly low. It's a supernova. In comes the daytime. At this point, it's already a dead Karan and Agile, though, so it's already a 2-for-1 trade. Jamie will dive away. Juggo's tanking a bit of damage, but seems like it's time for the double J duo, Jamie and Ja, to run like hell. And, well, the BKB on the DK. Cogs are there on both. Jamie has fallen. Ja is standing his ground. Back up by Buffalo. Knives and My Coffee will pulverize Ja. Hookshot again, forward by hand, Dizzle. That's Knives in My dire team at this point. That was 5 rapid kills. 4 of them are still dead right here, right now. A major win has occurred for Wilted Roses, and with that win, the dire leads become a Radiant lead. Look at this graph. Look at it. If you are a Wilted Roses fan, you're maybe not quite jumping for joy, but you're maybe like fist bumping in your chair, like, yeah, that's my team. I'm a fan of them. They can win the game. This is the best situation they've been in all series. This gold line right here, 2K lead. They have. I don't think there's a single moment in game 1 where they were in the lead, and really, there wasn't a single moment in game 2 when they were in the lead. So it's like, hey, it's our first lead of the series. We did it. Minute 20. Minute 19, I guess, in game 2. Alright, so Good Twink Hunting, they haven't really been behind too much this season. They've been, in the lead a lot, so for once, they are actually playing from the behind position. They are behind in gold. Of course, there is a lot to get across the map for both teams. Both Tormentors remain in the world of the living. Roshan, of course, our good friend Roshan is still here. Most of the T1 towers... nah. Half of the T1 towers are alive. The Dire T1 bottom. The Radiant T1's top and mid. Of course, all the tier 2s still alive, so it's still a very competitive game state. I got caught up in Wilted Rose's fever, seeing their lead, like, yes, it's a lead. I can get emotionally invested in this lead. Oh no, Knives in My Coffee in the bottom lane has been caught by Ja. The blink, Dragon Tail, Buffles has the spear to cancel the onslaught. And well, it will be a dead Primal Beast. Zeus ulti was used primarily for vision, I'm sure, to make sure there's no counter response coming on in. And well, knowing there is very little Radiant presence bottom lane, they run it on down to the bottom T2 tower. But although with the glyph, that makes the push a lot harder. Arrow hits the DK. DK is just fine. Hook shot forward. Actually did not stun Ja, I don't think. Spear, wait, what? Stationary target was huh. The stationary target was not stunned. Knives my coffee understandably tips Buffles. I agree with that tip. In theory, knives in my Mars. Indeed, knives in my Mars. So we're gonna see the Phoenix's TP get canceled into a long-range arrow for some follow-up stun. A very easy kill goes the way of Wilted Roses. And that could mean Roshan goes the way of the Radiant as well. PB is already in the pit. It's knives in my Rosh pits. And there will be an entire Radiant Wilted Roses side headed their way, I'm sure. At this point, again, they could begin to put the pressure on. They could perhaps overload the bottom lane. There's a T1 tower, there's a Tier 2 tower, there's a Tormentor. Perhaps it can go for not one, not two, but all three of the aforementioned stuff. Now, if they do it right here, right now, that will mean, though, that that Dire can counter-push mid, they can counter-push top, they can get some economy as compensation. But honestly, if I am playing on Wilted Roses, I am very content to grab the tower, maybe put up a ward or two in this area over here, and then grab Tormentor. That's a lot of compensation for some wave farm. And they'll go for the Tormentor first. This will be contested. It was a bold gambit to go for the Tormentor like this. Dire are aware. They're well aware. Tormentor's still alive. Arena 3. Who gets it? It's PB who gets it. The damage comes in, though. It's collapse time. Jet down. Knives down. Luna will lose one life. And it was not worth it. Luna will be KB. Hookshot will miss. Rance. TP's away. Clockwork will not be so lucky. A bold move. You love to see it in theory, but you hate to see it in practice. I've been there. You're like, yes, let's get Tormentor. We can do it. And then sometimes you just don't. You just die. And who put that? Is Drago dead? Ja has Dragon Tail. He's got some follow-up damage. And yep, that's a dead Juggo Mirana. Who put that ward up? That's Jamie's ward, the Phoenix player, the sub player on the Dire side. That right there gave the requisite information. I mean, look at this vision here. So, you have such good team fight. You've got the Mars, the Phoenix combo. You've got the Sniper long-range stuff. You have got the Zeus long-range stuff. You're built to take those kind of constructed fights. That was just... And that could have went even worse than it did. Hypothetically, that was a toss-up on who actually got the Tormentor killed there. If Dire get the Tormentor kill, my god, that's a disaster. It's still bad, mind you, but it could have been an absolute disaster. So, yeah. On the bright side, for Wilted Roses, they did also get the Radiant side Tormentor. A while ago, apparently. I didn't even notice that. So I didn't even see that. It's apparently died like 3 minutes ago, but I'm just learning about it now. So that's free shard for Clockwork, free shard for Primal Beast. Oh, what can you do for Mirana? Of course, beyond just the what can you do, we do have a relatively competitive game state. There is no Roshan or Tormentor in play, so it's simply pick-off time. The play will be bottom lane, looking for knives in my coffee, and with the Nimbus on top, the kill will be secured. Interesting play from Karam with his build. I would, you know, you've seen a number of these more modern Zeus builds, mixed damage type sort of right-clicking builds, but instead it's just Karan going down mid lane. Ja wants to counter kill, looking for An Dizzle. It certainly will kill this Clockwork, I am certain. Luna walks away, so it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade in mid lane, 2-for-1 across the map. A number of these Zeuses have gone for the more, you know, buy the shard build, buy the, you know, get more like the mixed right-click magical damage build, but you know, seems to have fallen a bit out of favor, and now we're seeing a bit more of this spellcaster Zeus in vogue again. Less of the, because again, a lot of those builds were, you know, like phylactery shard into more right-click items, but again, it is full spellcaster the choice for Karan. He's got phylactery, he's got ags, he's going for a refresher orb, saying, you know what, guys, you know what's better than a little bit of damage? A lot of damage. And you know what's better than a lot of damage? Doubling a lot of damage. So he's just going to be Mr. Long-Range Assassin. 4 global spells. It's pretty good. Not quite sure if his mana pool can handle it all that well, but he'll figure it out, I'm sure. Moken time from good Twink Hunting. They'll hunt the Radiant Jungle. They use ulti for vision. They find Juggo, and well, easy come for Juggo. He gets a little bit of money, but now he's lost a little bit of money from death. Dire flood into the Radiant Tri-Camp. They'll look to get a bit of vision in the area, I'm sure. Perhaps they'll chip at these towers. The bot tier 2 tower is the tower of choice from Ja. Even though he's not playing the Green Dragon, he's got enough money to simply take the tower anyways. And well, the tower will die. That is the first dead tier 2 of the game. Good Twink Hunting claiming it. Meanwhile, top lane, Ja blinks in for An Dizzle. And Dizzle has hook shot. He'll use it on the creep camp. He'll TP away, but Ja kills him anyways! The attacks were not disjointed, and as a result, it's a dead Clockwork. Free money for Ja. Sadness for An Dizzle. Jed finds Karan, but Karan is pretty tanky, actually. As a result, it's actually an arena from Buffles, keeping Jed on the inside. Zeus has no ulti or Nimbus, but it seems not to matter. Karan certainly will live. The question is, will Jed live? He is Shadow Bladed to the north side. Buffles lacks a dust. And because he lacks the dust, he's temporarily doesn't know where Jed is. Jed ends up killing a courier and TPing away. The Nimbus is off the mark. Correct idea, wrong execution. Of course, he did not know that. If you look at Dire Vision, they did not see any of this area, and honestly, this is not a bad idea, but again, this is the area that Jed chose. It's 11 p.m. We're 2 hours. You were Karan. You were very close. Obviously, I can't type that, but, you know, Nimbus was here. The area was, that's what, maybe 250 units? Maybe 200 units? Maybe 300 units? Not that far away, so he was not that far. If you're watching the VOD, Karan, I mean, I guess you could have already seen that, but what was I saying before that? It's 11 p.m. Series has been going on for 2 hours, kind of. There's actually more to screens than going on for 2 hours. We didn't start until at least 9:15 Eastern, maybe even like 9:17 Eastern, so we certainly started on the later ends. Neither game really has been that long, but you know, you get the draft for game 1 and the draft for game 2, and we were, you know, nearly 20 minutes late for game 1. There's about a 5-minute layover between games 1 and game 2, and next thing you know, it's well north of 2 hours when the series is said and done. Potentially. Radiant smoke, dire play towards the Roshan pit. Through the twin gate goes in Dizzle. He's in a lot of danger right now. His teammates are on the way, but the cavalry has not arrived. Arena is there on Rance, but he beat KBs. He'll turn with a Eclipse. Supernova has been casted. The damage is absolutely massive from good twink hunting. Nice My Coffee will attempt the blade mail in to run away. Onslaught will end up not working. It's a double kill for Ja on the DK, and well, at this point, seems like Jed wants to go for a bit of a cheeky play. It's a hard play to make, but if it works, it could be huge. It does nothing. Instead, Buffles will go in for Tiny, breaking Tiny's blink. Ja almost gets the Dragon Tail off in time, but it's blink away with a Tiny. Regardless, it's 2 kills and a tower, and it might just be parlayed into a Roshan bottom lane. So, you get some money from the kills, you get some money from the towers, you get some money from the Roshan, and suddenly there's a budding lead for good twink hunting, but they may be reluctant to super force the Roshan. Here's why. Look at Mars, circle ability, on cooldown. Look at Phoenix, circle ability, on cooldown. Look at Zeus. Okay, he has his circle ability, but he lacks the map hack ability, so, you know, he's... We're down some key spells, but you know what? Good twink hunting say, you know, screw it. Let's just, we know they're not here. We saw them in the areas of the map elsewhere. We see them going mid lane. It appears to be a conscious trade of Roshan for tier 2. Now, if you go back a long time ago into Dota history, that was a very genuine conversation of what is better, a tier 2 or a Roshan kill. But this is a day where, you know, you only got Aegis and Cheese. People, even then, usually the Aegis plus Cheese Roshan be considered of higher value to a tier 2 tower, but people would discuss, is it the straight Aegis Roshan better than a tier 2? That was a genuine conversation, you know, in the first half of the 2010s decade, but as time has gone on and as Roshan got more and more goodies, of course, that conversation has shifted. It has been more and more favorable to grab the Roshan and to grab the tier 2. So yeah, I just wasted time with that anecdote, but you know what? I hoped you were interested by it. Regardless, Dire content with their gains. Radiant, they do get compensation. But we could head high ground right here, right now. The Dragon Knight is lurking on around. He can perhaps become the dragon, ascend, and start playing some dragon. There it is. It is indeed dragon time. He'll be a dragon for the next, how long is that? Nearly a minute, actually. Dire have got the banner, and there's no cutting of the wave. The glyph is there, but, well... I mean, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really do anything. Tire clip anyways. Jed jumps in for Ja, who's got BKB and 2 light Buffles. Has an arena on 2 both BKB. Nimbus is on the floor. Buffles is low. Rance still fights it on up. Buffles is still dropping. They're trying to run him down. Eyes on my God. Who shot in by end. There's a super on the floor from Jamie. Drago is dead. Rance is dead. Radiant lose too much. Buyback from the Morana. Agile still alive. Jed couldn't finish the kill. Neither could Knives My Coffee. Sniper is standing his ground. Clockwork buys back. Tiny is dead. Sniper is dead. Radiant, they're leaving their base and fleeing. They're just fleeing right now, but it's simply not working. It's triple kill for Ja. And the defenders are not alive enough to defend their base. There are more buybacks. Tiny, Luna, they can buy back. However, Luna's man, he is the Knight of Dragons. He's just powerful. Knives My Coffee will blink onslaught. Tiny buys back. Luna buys back. It's retreat time. You've already lost the racks. You need kills. Hookshot finds Karan. It's fantastic. He's got jump on cooldown. Ja will lose 1 life. Karan has got leap in 1 more second. He's cogs knocked back, now leaps to the southeast. Radiant split their attention, they mainly want Ja, the bigger of the 2 kills. Ja will attempt to stand his ground. He knows he's not going to live. Meanwhile, over to Karan, he's been spotted by Andizzle still. Blink in, toss from Tiny. He'll go for the Zeus kill, and Zeus dies to Jed. That's a major kill again. You've killed the DK, you've killed the Zeus. Now, it was very costly. You've lost the melee racks, you've lost not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 buybacks. So you need to get some major compensation. You already got some XP from the kills, but you need to do something map-wise. You need a macro win. Perhaps it's a T2 tower. Perhaps it's wards. I don't know what it is, but you have to get something. There are a lot of heroes on the Wilted Roses side, congregated middle lane. Perhaps they're hunting for kills. Now, if you can get some staggered kills, that's a great way to get some more map control at that point. But look at Buffles, the captain. He's got some game sense. Like, you know what, guys? I'm going to not feed the game away by dying. But notice the Radiant scan. They have an idea of like, hey, this Buffles guy has left. And knowing he's now bottom lane, they can simply play the top lane, get some farm. And that technically is compensation, getting more farm across the map, but I think you wanted more than that. Notice his ward from the Clockwork. It's a very deep ward. Perhaps looking to catch a hero farming later on. Look at the Radiant vision philosophy in general. Deep ward here, deep ward here. They've got a Watcher over here, so they have some very odd deep vision. Potentially could pay off in the long run, but for now, Good Twink Hunting will continue their hunt for the game to win by smoking as 4. Ja has respawned. He TP'd to the top side outpost. And as it currently stands, Dire scan. They hit at the Radiant Tri-Camp. They don't quite know who it is, but it's currently Mirana Illusions and Luna Illusions. Those are not heroes. Those are illusions. Buffles does not jump the gun, knowing he's still smoked up, of course. But again, Ja will become the dragon. He is both dragon and knight right now, of course, but as a result, this T2 tower in the top lane will end up dying. That's the last outer tower for Wilted Roses, both in the game and in the series. Radiant Tormentor gets taken. It's a free shard for Agile, and you know what? If I'm Agile, I'm saying, you know what, Tormentor, you're my friend. He got a free shard on the Tormentor game 1. You got a free shard on the Tormentor game 2. Sniper shard. It's very good. Jed will BKB TP. He'll get away. As it currently stands, I don't believe there's a way for Dire to cancel that. Yeah, there's not. Actually, I don't foresee them getting one anytime soon. I mean, yeah, this guy over here on DK, he's probably your best candidate to get something that pierces your BKB, but honestly, yeah. Hypothetically, you've got Supernova, but I mean, you can't sort of Supernova react to cancel a BKB TP. It's, I mean, we'll do the math here. The TP is 3 seconds, the Supernova is 6 seconds. It just doesn't work. I guess the TPs will not be canceled anytime soon. I need some more water. Hopefully the game doesn't last too much longer, because I'm running low on water. Sorry if you can hear the water bottle sounds. So the way my setup works, I have a glass, which I pour a liquid, usually water, into with ice in it, and then once I'm out of that, I have a larger. Nah, this is my pause. I have a larger water bottle, thermal water bottle next to that, where I try not to use it during my casts as much because it's a very loud. Notice it's very loud compared to the water glass, where you can't really hear it sloshing around right now. But the water bottle, very loud sounds, metal on ice. So trying to overdo it. Sometimes you gotta drink some water. So it is what it is. Like, if you are in the audience right here, right now, drink some water, of course. It's simply good for you. Obviously, it's very pertinent to me as a caster, as a commentator, because, you know, you need to stay hydrated. Gotta keep it lubricated, of course. Again, if you are aware, I know I say this anecdote at least once a week when I cast, but I have to do it again. If you're familiar with legendary StarCraft commentator Tasteless, perhaps the greatest commentator in all of esports history, he has gone in depth about the importance of hydration. You know, from many a year of casting the GSL and in other Korean stuff, he is more or less permanently damaged his voice, and he's gone on record saying that. Because, like, yeah, you know, guys, be smart, particularly hydrates, you know, limit your damage. So, that's a lesson and an important sort of thing to remember for everyone out there in the audience is to keep hydrated. Particularly if you do a lot of speaking in either your job or your hobby or whatever, you know, if you say you work in sales, customer service, whatever, or you have a hobby like say commentating Dota or singing or things of this nature, you know, just stay hydrated. So it's a good thing. Mm. So we pause for I don't know why. Apparently, it's an internet problem on Knives My Coffee, which honestly fair. Knives My Coffee is an NA based player, and with 167 ping is a regular for an NA player. So perhaps it is an internet problem. And Knives My Coffee will be restarting a router, so the BRB has been called. The pause will continue. The pausing will continue until morale improves, apparently. So, so yeah, we are indeed we are indeed paused. If you are a fan of pausing, um, then we are paused. I have a message I should probably respond to on Discord. But you know what? I'm just not going to until after my cast. I'm just not. Yeah, the person in question might actually be watching the stream right now, and if he is, then might be. But if he's not, then I guess I'll have to wait for the Discord message to be responded to. Ay, ay, ay. So you know, I'm actually really happy I get to cast Ja again. I had an entire season where I couldn't cast Ja and Agile. I enjoyed casting Ja and Agile. I think they're very interesting players. And of course, for those who are not in the know, I guess I'll stay not in the know for now. But for those in the know, you know exactly why I was not commentating them last season. But the winds of free agency have hit the sails of Ja and Agile, and they have gone to a different team, a different house, the Good Twink Hunting House, and as a result, I am once again able to commentate their games, and it's always fun. You know, Ja is always very good at Dota in the lads context. You know, season in, season out, he's a very consistently top tier player. I'm not quite sure where I'll put him right now in like the sort of like if I were to rank every player in the league, say 1 to how many teams do we have? 20, 26? If I were to rank every player in the league 1 from 130, I don't quite know where I'd put him, but it'd be very, very high at the top. Probably like top 5 right now. He's very good. And I think it's showing. You see him on the Steam right now. He's got Karan, who again really is one of those players that you look at in terms of like a wider context. You're like, wow, this is really cool how Karan has grown as a Dota player. I remember when I started commentating the league back in season 6. You know, Karan, he was a good player, all right, but he was never a great player in lads. His teams were really bad every season, but you know, if you've watched the sort of metamorphosis of Karan over the last 10 seasons, it's like, wow, this guy went from being, you know, kind of a meme on bad teams to, wow, this guy's got high MMR, his teams are good, he's respected. It's like, yeah, let's go Karan. We like Karan. So you see, you know, this Ja Karan pairing, it's like, yeah, why not? And then you've got Buffles, who, you know, he's on what I call a redemption arc. Because Buffles went into league. and his teams were kind of hot shit, and was like, yeah, Buffles, he's the captain, he knows what he's doing. But then, had some unfortunate incidents in other leagues, had an unfortunate team situation in Lads, simply did not work out. Buffalo stocks went down, but now Buffalo stocks are back on the rise again. He's been drafting pretty well this season. His team is 15-2. If they win this game, they'll be 16-2. And then you have Jamie, who I forget the exact number of seasons that Jamie has played. Where's Jamie? I think this is like his third or fourth season in Lads. He generally has been with these sort of friendish sort of stacks, but he's gaining MR. He's getting better as a player. And then of course Agile, who I think people kind of know Agile is a bit of a I'm not gonna call him a sandbagger, but in spirit he's a bit of a sandbagger, where he plays above what the MR would often suggest. And this team in general, they're firing on all cylinders. They're delivering. It's a very good team. Very easy to monologue in depth about this team, but I am very curious to see what this team does in playoffs. So obviously, it's a very common discourse in Lads, sort of group discourse of weenie group versus group of die sort of thing. And honestly, I might have fucked up this season a little bit on the group construction. I may have definitely done a bit of a group of death in the other group. So this far and away best team in the other group, facing the teams that have sort of tempered their mettle in the group of death. We'll see what happens there. How good Twink Hunting does in playoffs. Now if they simply lose in round one winners, then yeah, that's gonna be bad. But this team looks good. I think they'll be good for some playoff wins. They remind me a lot of So if you remember my team, the Happy Herbivores, we were in the dubbed weak group, and we were in indeed the weak group. But it's because we were in the weak group doesn't mean my team is weak. We made it all the way to grand finals. Only a single team can beat us. They beat us twice, unfortunately, but that's kind of what happens sometimes in Dota. You lose the whole city in playoffs 3 fucking times in your career. I'm undefeated. If you're curious, I'm undefeated in Lads playoffs against any team not featuring whole city. Never lost a series in playoffs against any non-whole city players. I am 0 for 3 in series against whole city. I'm sick of playing against this fucking guy. Luckily, he's retired. He can't beat me anymore. Problem is, my team can't make playoffs anymore, so... playing with Logical and Breezy R and Tint and Keshi, they're all like 8K now. My team missed playoffs. I played with Jim and Andy and missed playoffs, and now we're playing with Jim and Rojo. And everyone called my team rigged. We're gonna miss playoffs again. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at Dota. It's actually painful. And the funny part is people in my orbits love to sort of do the thing where it's like, oh no, Badger, it's not you. You're not the reason why your team sucked. Your mid is great, Badger. Even if they're telling the truth, or even if they think they're telling the truth, no, I'm not a dumb person. I look at the statistics, and you look at some of the guys I played with that I've missed playoffs with, and it's like, wow, I'm the problem. So I don't know where I'm even going on this rant anymore. I really don't know where I'm going. Oh yeah, this Dire team's good. I think them to do very well in playoffs. I'd be surprised if this team doesn't make the top 4 in playoffs, to be honest. That was the point of the anecdote. Is they're probably going top 4 in playoffs. Yeah, I view them similar to Herbivores. Best team in a weak group is the way I evaluate them. That's kind of how I'm going with this anecdote. So the pause is done. Honestly, I have no idea how long we've been paused for. I don't remember. But you know what I did? I limited dead air. And I'm proud of myself for that. Sometimes when you play Dota and you get an unpause, you kind of forget what's happening. I know when I play Dota and I am in a pause, I am always worse after the pause than I was before the pause. So hopefully the players in the lobby are better than me post-pause. And they remember what's going on. When's the next Roshan? Third Roshan? So third Roshan could be anywhere from 20 seconds to 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It will 100% spawn on the bottom side of the map, but if it spawns late enough, it could go to the top side of the map. Top lane, we see Jed and Karan in a bit of a tussle. Jed will BKB, he'll TP, and it will end up working. Karan used everything for damage, and it did mostly nothing, so now his refresher is on cooldown for the near future. Oh, look at Roshan! Look at the Roshan respawn! No! Yes! Okay, so look at the Roshan respawn time. It's very short. It's about 40 or so seconds. It is in the first quartile of Roshan respawn times. If you are a good Twink hunting player, you're very excited, like, yes! Roshan! Sure, your refresher orb is on cooldown for Karan's... Oh my... Spicy. But if you still want to go to Roshan, you can, because again, you have you've got Circle Guy and you've got other Circle Guy, so you are at the advantage in the Roshan Pit team fights. Buffles is hunting for Ninja Gear, and Dizzle's going to Mirror Cape. Meanwhile, on the north side, we see Nice Healthy being gone on by Sniper. On the south side, Ja kills Joe. At the north side, once again, it's Phoenix. Moves to Supernova, and Supernova's in time with the arena. Spear hits on both. They'll get blasted. Tiny dead. Primal Beast is dead. Tiny does not have a buyback. Notice, the buyback is still on cooldown. Now, do Dire remember that? Probably not. But it is indeed on cooldown. They'll look to force the buyback anyways. Dragon Knight is on the high ground. We're running it on down the middle lane. The wave is here. Dire have a glyph, Radiant have a glyph, and Dizzle cuts the wave, but it's too little, too late. There are simply creeps here now. Mid-racks will crumble. That'll be 2 racks taken. Radiant, Wilted Roses, now glyphed, but the problem is you just don't have Tiny. You just don't. And he is a hookshot in on 2. Finds Jamie. Jamie goes down. Now, it's time to run away. Primal Beast is here. Blink pulverizing Ja. That's already 2 kills. I was going to say you need Tiny to fight, but apparently you don't need Tiny to fight. You kill Agile as well. That's 3 dead. 3 down. And now, potentially, we could even head to Roshan. It's possible. It's certainly possible. Roshan is alive. Radiant Wilted Roses now know that. And as a result, I'm sure we'll sort of sally on down to the bottom lane. We'll take this Roshan on the Wilted Roses side. That will be the Aegis, that will be the banner, the refresher, and the cheese. 4 items headed their way. They send easy take for them, I'm sure. Both teams scan, worried about what could be happening map-wise. Roshan's at 200 HP and will barely die bottom lane. There it is. That's 2 lives for the Luna. There's still stuff on the floor. It's now been taken. So again, despite being up a rack and a half, that full set bottom, the melee rack's mid lane, this game is still very competitive. Looking at the graphs again, it's only a 68% chance for Dire to win, because again, the network situation, it's pretty even. Luna is pretty kitted out right now, has a lot of items. And we're headed bottom lane. This is this dire tormentor caused a lot of fits earlier, made this game a lot harder for the Radiant side, but Buffles runs forward, has Arena hitting it onto the Bolt BKB. Buffles BKB, Eclipse has been used. Pulverize hits the Mars. Clockwork is low. Mars is low. DK is dying right now. DK is crumbling in this fight. Supernova has been brought down. Dead DK. Dead Phoenix. There's one more arena from their pressure orb on the Mars right now, but Radiant are winning the fight very heavily. They're diving the tower. Phoenix buys back. Zeus buys back. But Agile buys as well. Double kill for Jet on the Tiny. Job bought back into the fight, but can he live for too much longer? Jet has died. Clockwork is low. Clockwork goes down. So that is a fight win for Wilted Roses. They kill a ton of these dire side good twink hunting heroes. And they force not one, not two, not three, but 4 buybacks. So notably, knowing they've used all this stuff, they might want to get something out of it, but the problem is you did not kill Luna a single time. She still has the Aegis. And again, there's not really much to do objective-wise. I mean, maybe you can go for this this Tormentor, but that's kind of sad compensation for 4 buybacks. And a tower. Wait, tower lift? Never mind, only buybacks, but still. When the Radiant respawn, they're going to have this buyback advantage. They can perhaps look to force it with Aegis and buybacks, knowing, hey guys, if these dire heroes die, they're not going to be back for a long time. We're talking, 2 minutes plus out of the rotation of life. Of course, a bit easier said than done to simply kill the opponents, but Wilted Roses, they are no longer wilting. They have sprung back to life. They're looking pretty good right now, and again, if you wait, say, the next, 2 minutes for Aegis to expire, then you're still playing without buybacks for a long time. I mean, next Roshan's going to be at least 5 minutes, but if you get unlucky, Roshan can respawn, and there will be a window where Radiant can kill Roshan, where Dire will not have buybacks. So that certainly is a concern, knowing that it's time to strike while the iron is hot. There's a 5-man smoke from Wilted Roses. They'll run it on down the middle lane. Here we go again. Tiny, of course, will play in the Vanguard. The team not far behind that main body formation right now. Jed really wants to find a hero, but as it currently stands, he will not find a hero.
Dire are scanning.
Dire will end up killing their own Tormentor. Roshan's still going to be here for a very, very long time, and more than likely it's going to be a very slow next 3 minutes. What it is what it is, or maybe not. Despite the Aegis expiring on the Luna, there's one more smoke coming out. There's a double damage rune ready to be taken. So Luna will not grab it. Instead, the Tiny will grab it. So that'll take this already overwhelming Tiny burst. It'll dial it up to 11. So that'll be a very powerful play to go with if the opportunity arises. Looking at the Wilted Roses' vision, though, they see very little. They actually do not see the DK top lane because he was smoked up with a ninja gear. Again, knives in my coffee has become knives in my top lane, but With the Thunder God's Wrath, Wilted Roses will get spotted out, and they will be fine. So Luna will buy a Swift Blink. That'll certainly give an extra layer of mobility for this hero who often does not have the greatest mobility in team fights, but you know, much like how a hero like Swiftblink Terrorblade, as an example, can do well with Swiftblink. Luna, to a lesser extent, can do the exact same. Again, you can do a lot with you know, the level 30 and the Swiftblink on Luna. And we're really not that far from that point. We're extremely close, actually. Level 28 on the Luna. At the tempo this game is going at, it's certainly possible we will hit level 30 on the Luna. Currently, nobody's level 30 quite yet, but again, DK, Luna, they're both pretty close. And Arena's there. I missed the Arena somehow. Clockwork wound up BKBing and running. Jed, Hop his invis. He can BKB and TP if he wants to. It should be the play right here, right now. And he will BKB and TP. No escaping that one in terms of TP cancels, so it's a relatively free escape, so yeah. A little bit of action in the Dire Jungle. I almost missed it, though it was of absolutely zero consequence, other than, I guess, the BKBs are on cooldown, but it was, you know, a minimum duration BKB for the Tiny. Technically, it was a 9-second BKB for the Clockwork, but at a certain point, I don't think that matters all that much. So the objective we are going to, of course, look at is that fourth Roshan. It will likely spawn bottom lane. About a 2/3 chance it'll spawn bottom lane. A little bit under that, technically, but close enough to 2/3. We'll call it 2/3. Oh, never mind. We have rolled the other 1/3. It's a very long respawn, nearly 3 minutes. I think it was 2 minutes 55 seconds. So that's gonna spawn in the top lane. So instead of a refresher orb, refresher shard, it'll be an Aghanim's Blessing, which is pretty cool, I guess. Silence my phone, my bad, but yeah. Eventually, Roshan will respawn. Actually, because there's not very much going on. Actually, I should respond to this text, so my apologies. I'm going to respond to that text real fast. Here's the items if you want to see them. Here is the scoreboard if you want to see that. And then here's some graphs, because why not open up all three of the menu things while we're at it. I do want to point out that Dire have one more Ninja Gear on the Radiant side. There's a Ninja Gear on the Mars, the DK, and the Luna. At this stage of the game, the Ninja Gears are very helpful. I'm sure if Tiny had one, he would have taken it, so I'm guessing he did not roll Ninja Gear for his Tier 4 neutrals. I have complained about this on numerous occasions. I think all heroes should get the same neutral items available in the tier in a given game. There are certain items which are just objectively better in 99% of situations. And if one team rolls more of them, that's a major advantage from RNG alone.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And potentially this game, again, more Ninja Gears is nice.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
But that's, I mean, it is what it is. It is a what can you do moment. Roshan, by the way, is still not alive. Both teams have been aware of keeping a little bit of an eye on the Roshan pits. And now Radiant Smoke up as 5. I do not believe the smoke caught it. Or I should say, I don't think the ward caught the smoke. Ja TP's away in time, whether or not he saw the smoke, or if he simply had the game sense to say, hey guys, I'm not safe here, I'm gonna leave. He did get away. Dire Ninja Gear up on 2. They're in their own jungle. headed through the top lane, looking at dire vision. I believe it's all Zeus. Correction, it's all the Luna, I should say. Arena misses! Buffles miss the arena, and Tiny dumps the sniper. Sniper will force half away. Beaky coming out from everybody. Now the arena's this time on 3 heroes. Zeus refreshes. He's ready to go once again, but Radiant pursue. They'll bring down Phoenix. There'll be no supernova. Hookshot hits Jaw. He's in the cogs. Sniper is dead. Phoenix buys back. Sniper buys back. Luna is low, but DK dies. Mars. He'll attempt to Yule Scepter himself. Surely he'll die. He's tossed up. Marat down at the 4-for-0 trade. Everybody buys back. 4 dead, 4 return, and we once again are in the 5v5 game state. And our good friend Roshan has re-entered the melee. Note, Dire are missing some key cooldowns, notably Mars Arena. However, they have Supernova ready to go. Clockwork, tanks the Dragon Tail, Spear, hits, arrows fly. 1-hit Sniper, DK's taking damage. He has no BKB, he has no bike, he's very, very careful. Zeus BKBs. Clockwork is low. Dive in by Jamie. Sniper ulti brings down Clockwork. Clockwork buys that Tiny. Tosses up Buffles. He's speared back. Jed is still half HP. It's BKB up in 5 seconds. And they've caught Jaw! They've caught Jaw! They've caught Jaw! They've caught Jaw! That's a dive back on DK if they can kill him, but he's still alive! They've healed him! Supernova Sunrays have to keep him alive! They've stunned the Luna! Luna's dropping! Luna's going to end up going down as well! What a huge turn! Hookshot in! He stuns the DK! He stuns the Mars! Luna is low! DK is low! They both might die! Jaw is dead! Buffles is dead! And on very little HP, a sliver of HP, the Luna gets away! Phoenix TP's away, Karan somehow TP's away as well. I'm not entirely sure how he got away with that one. But note, there's a dieback on the Dragon Knight. It's a dieback on the Mars. And Radiant are well aware of it. Wilted Roses. They will flower into a Game 2 victory, barring a miraculous base defense. You have a minute and a half to go throne. Surely, Luna of all heroes can go throne. Hookshot in, finds the sniper, he'll BKB, they're hunting sniper, and they have hunted the sniper. Buyback on Agile, they'll move to Karan. Karan's got a buyback, he'll be forced to use it really soon. He put a Nimbus on the floor, and now he'll buy it back. He is buying some time. Note, the T3s remain alive, but with one Tier 3 dead, we are headed for the throne. The Tier 4s will now get glyphed. But this base, it's simply unable to survive. You have DK in 50, Mars in 50. Jamie gets tossed back, he'll dive away. He's alive for now, but look at the throne, it's being focused. Luna's hitting, Marana's hitting, Tiny's hitting, and it will be a 1-1 draw. Down goes Good Twink Hunting. They lose a game. They drop to 15-3, and Wilted Roses get a huge Game 2 win on the best team in their group. You know, so I forgot the context. I believe it was in my Twitch chat on Monday night, perhaps. I received a message from Juggo, like, Badger, cast my series. And I'm like, you know what, Juggo? You're right. I'll cast your series. This could be fun. And you know what? It was fun. Game 1, a little less fun, but Game 2 certainly played the part well. I will applaud as this series exits. Great Game 2 for Wilted Roses. That's the game you needed. After that Game 1 drubbing, you just need a Game 2 win. And you know, they're now, again, they're in that pole position to get the number 2 seed in their group. But of course, there will be some more teams gunning for that spot. Regardless, good Game 2 showing. For Good Twink Hunting, I mean, they're not that far from mathematically locking up the 1 seed. Still a decent showing, Game 1 win, a very playable Game 2, but But if their aspirations are to win lads, and of course it is to win lads, there are some things to clean up, of course. Regardless, fun series, fun game 2. Honestly, not an unfun game 1. My name is Badger. If you want me to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact, much as Juggo did to have me cast this series, contact me, I guess, on twitter.com/Badger2, Discord at Badger Pablo. If you're in the last server, you can see me in there, I'm sure. I mean, message me in Twitch chat if you really want to. I don't really care at this point. If you find a way to contact me, I'll probably cast your games. You're a pro TO, one of the best tournament admins in the business with some BTS experience. Contact me at those same places, though. What can you do sometimes there? Congratulations to both teams on their game. They won. Commiserations, of course, for the loss. I think I already thanked the viewers, but I'll thank the viewers one more time for tuning on in. As always, have a great night, and thanks for watching.